It is truly a pleasure to be here with all of you on India's 61st Republic Day, a day which commemorates India's adoption of its constitution. It is a reminder of one item that makes India so great: its strong commitment to a democratic, secular, pluralistic society. And indeed, it is this fact that distinguishes India from other rising global powers across the world, and it is this fact that underpins the growing strategic relationship between the country that we live in, the United States of America, and the country that many of us originally came from, India. This is a partnership that could very well be the defining partnership of the 21st century. United States Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said, "The U.S.-India partnership will shape the rest of this century." United States Undersecretary of State William Joseph Burns said, "Never has there been a moment when India and America mattered more to each other." And the External Affairs Minister for India, S.M. Krishna, said, "I truly believe that ours is a relationship of limitless opportunities for mutual benefit. This confidence comes not just from the improvement in the relations between our two governments, but also from the vibrant, cross-cutting, and dynamic linkages between our energetic and dynamic peoples." As we celebrate India's Republic Day today, I'd like to take a look at the growing United States-India relationship and how the Indian-American community fits into this relationship and has a great potential to shape it. On whichever level you look at, the relationship between India and the United States is deepening. And this isn't just a deepening in a feel-good sense. There is a true alignment of the national interests of both countries. When you look at some of the political interests, you look at the United States being the world's oldest democracy, you look at India being the world's largest democracy. Additionally, when you look at the political goals of India on a regional basis, India has a great desire to become a regional power in the South Asian arena, becoming a regional power in the Indian Ocean and in the Western Pacific. The United States also has a strong desire to see India become a regional power, and they are working together to create an open and inclusive regional architecture that makes it possible for countries throughout Asia to rise and prosper. In addition to that, India has a significant desire to play a larger role in the international rulemaking bodies. And on President Barack Obama's recent trip to India, for the very first time, a United States president announced publicly their support for India to be a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. You can look at the relationship between the two countries from an economic perspective. The United States is the world's largest economy. India is the world's third largest economy and the second fastest growing economy. And indeed, the United States is playing a large role in India's growth, as the United States is India's largest investment partner. The United States has a strong commitment to capitalism and free markets, and India has an increasingly stronger commitment to free markets and capitalism, although there is work to be done here, but progress is being made, as evidenced by the recent sale of a portion of India coal in the private markets. And on the key issues where India needs to progress in order to become a credible power, in areas such as sustaining its current high economic growth rate, consolidating its advantages in the knowledge industries, and providing education and skills to its younger population, India needs the United States. Whether it's the continued integration of both the United States and India's advanced technology sectors, whether it's continued efforts at trade liberalization, whether it's the opening of the Indian education system to American universities and community colleges, both countries have a relationship that is mutually beneficial. And the partnership between the two countries in areas of advanced technology was probably no clearer than when the US-India nuclear civilian deal was passed by the United States and was passed in the parliament in India. In addition to the political and economic interest, there are also significant military interests that the two countries have in common. Both see transnational terrorists as threats to their national security. on a regional basis. Both want to see a stable, politically moderate, economically modernizing Afghanistan-Pakistan region. And to underscore the strengthening relationship between these two countries, it is a fact now that the United States military holds more joint military exercises with India than it does with any other country in the entire world, which is quite astonishing when you think about it, when you think about all the partnerships, all the alliances that the United States has, whether it's with Europe, whether it's with NATO, or whether it's with other countries across the globe. They hold more joint military exercises with India than with any of these other countries. Now we come to the part where I believe we as Indian Americans fit in, and where I believe there is much potential for gain and for opportunity. We as Indian Americans are in the unique position of being able to help forge what could be the dominant strategic alliance in the 21st century. Being from India, but living here in the United States, we have the ability to walk in both worlds. And when you look at United States foreign policy and you look at countries that the United States has close relationships with, there is generally a diaspora here in the United States that helps to facilitate those relationships. Whether it's the strong relationships that the United States has with European countries from European descendants that settled the United States, or whether it's strong relationships that the United States has with countries such as Israel and the role that the Jewish American community plays in that relationship, there is a significant opportunity for us as Indian Americans to play a role in a growing relationship. And along those lines, I invite you to join some initiatives that are currently being undertaken to grow the relationship. One is an initiative that we are working on through the American Jewish community to bring the Indian community, the Jewish community, and the countries of the United States, India, and Israel closer together. Roughly a month ago, we hosted Ambassador Arun Singh, who was the former Indian ambassador to Israel and is currently the Deputy Chief of Mission to the United States. We had an event in coordination with the American Jewish Committee, and we plan on following up that event with many more events with the Indian American community and with the Jewish American community. I invite all of you to be a part of that effort. In addition to that, there are a few of us who are working on an initiative to bring the governments of the United States and the governments of India closer together. We are starting with the congressional delegation and the Senate delegation here from the state of Ohio and working to establish some events with the embassy in India. Again, in that initiative as well, I invite all of you to be a part of it and to participate. As Indian Americans, we have the extraordinary ability to make a positive change for the billion-plus peoples, not only here in the United States, but also in India. United States Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary Jeffrey R. Pyatt said, "There's probably no country with whom we have greater potential to build a broad strategic partnership than India because of our common values, because of our shared interests, because of the way our societies work and what we hold in common." As we gather today to celebrate India's 61st Republic Day, let's remember these words and commit ourselves to making this partnership a reality. Thank you very much.